so much for coming back to Bali today. We're with my fascinating and wonderful guest, David Booth, as he tells us about the origins and beginnings of the East Bali Poverty Project, where actually David discovered that the poorest village in all of Indonesia is actually in Bali. I'm shocked by that, David. So, sorry, bring me back. What year are you going up the 5K track?
This is 1998. It's
Thank
March.
you. Okay.
March 98.
Okay.
Now, what many people don't understand, there's this adat in Bali. It means they come from a different background, okay? So it means they believe there's certain things that are different in what they believe, different dialects in their language.
Sure.
And the fact these people are being cut off from any kind of communication, never heard of a radio or TV or read a newspaper before, and there was only one tiny road going in from the bottom. The village went on top of the mountain. So the people at the top, let's say the 15 hamlets nearest the top of the mountain, they had no access to come in and out anywhere.
I'm confused. I can see when I'm in Karangasem, you can see the remnants of the explosion. And the family that I'm most friendly with in Karangasem talk about after Gunung Agung exploded in 63, they, of course, had to move down the mountain to find any land to call their own. And they ended up with a very strange kind of shaped piece of land, but that's where they've now been for 4 generations. Please tell me, what happened on the Ban side?
Well, when Mount Agni erupted, because the problem is there, because there's never been any access to nutrition or education or any health care, the life was survival. So even when I met them in 98, most people had never, of course they'd never seen a white man before, they'd never heard of a midwife or a toilet, and life was survival. All they followed what their ancestors knew. Now, when we managed to get a bit of information through some very good cultural Balinese friends, after Mount Agni erupted, they were given a chance to move, they had to move out.
Sure.
30, 40 meters of volcanic ash. No one knows how many were killed. But some were given a chance, a few families, to transmigrate to Sanur, some to Lampung in South Sumatra. Others walked for hours or days or weeks to get away to either Amlapur or even towards Singaraja. When the eruptions finished, they had to find their land again.
Oh. Everything is totally
changed.
Find
their land,
all landmarks
completely covered.
are changed, yep.
But of course at that time no land was legally defined, and so in 78 or 79, the government of Bali at the time, so this is now 16 years after the eruption, and I mean nothing was growing, all they could grow was cassava and corn, and cassava was killing them because cyanide is made from cassava. Cassava is a goitrogen. So the highest rate of goit in the whole of Indonesia in 98, when the government surveyed every village in Indonesia, was in Desa Ban, 84.5% goiter rate.
Okay, we've seen photos sometimes,
right.
Yeah.
And they never had access to safe water. It was all brown or green.
Now, is this in your film that you've brought us? Because I know.
Yes, there's basic information.
Right.
So, and that was the most powerful tool we had to show people, because people, this can't be Bali. And Bali's a tourist place.
Yep.
Bali's beaches, Bali's surfing, Bali's bars. Yeah. Well, the fact was, when I would tell people whether there were foreigners living in Bali many years, I mean like 20 years, the government people, well, first people didn't believe me, but when I showed photographs, and because there was no road to the top of the mountain at all, they said, David, it's impossible, you can't do anything there. And so I just keep quiet. I said, just watch me.
Oh my God, David. Your story and that footage has made the gods weep. So we've had to move inside because the rain began. So bear with us. But please, I know that there are 90% of people who do consider that Bali is their place for vacation, or heaven forbid where they live and now call home, don't know about this.
Well, I think a lot, if they only hear it, they won't believe it.
Yeah.
It's difficult. So even the many donors we have, they have to see it. So from the zero you saw on that video, that footage, again, it's difficult to believe what the transformation is since then. The people asked for education if we could help. We asked them if we can help with one thing, the 8 most isolated hamlets. The words were education for our children so we can have a better life.
Yeah.
To me it was perfect. This was end of 98. So I designed what was relevant. No book in the world could educate them. It had to be what they needed to know.
Did they read?
No, nobody, not a single adult could read or write. They'd never seen the written word. They'd never seen a white man before I was up there. Of course, they'd never seen tea, no electricity, nothing. No one left the village.
Sorry, I'm having a giggle at
I
you
know.
getting to represent an entire, slice of humanity.
And in fact, when I was walking one of the first days to look at the hamlet, I said, no one believed, even my staff and the people down the bottom had never been up there. And it took 4 hours to trek up there. And I had a camera on my thing. I said, do you mind if you think they'd mind? The person that took me to one of the Balinese from lower down. He said, David, never seen a camera.
Of course.
So I saw the kids, I'm like the Pied Piper of Hamelin, kids following behind me. Who's this? With the big nose, a tall guy, white guy. And I'm setting the camera, and as I turned round to that, they all ran.
Sure.
All I got was legs behind the back of bamboo buildings. Because that's all they had was woven bamboo buildings and dirt floors.
Yeah.
And maybe 3 by 4 meters, and 7 or 8 people lived there.
Well, we have this tyranny of time. So I want you to bring us up to today.
So from zero, from the education programs, we've introduced the integrated development education. From that include the healthcare, so we have healthcare programs, safe water programs. We've provided safe water for, I don't know, about 1,500 families.
How many people are living up there?
There's 3,500 families approximately. They'd never been documented before us. Births and deaths weren't. And we've initiated, so that multiplied by say 17,000 people. Health, we've initiated 27 health was done mothers and babies. So we've got maternal child health and playgroup program. So you educate kids from zero. Start with the kids, and thought the next thing has to be the mothers and the kids that aren't born yet. Get the next generation. So the first toilets in history were installed just 2 months ago. 115 families have a toilet now, right? So the next babies won't have that problem.
As my grandmother would say, something else to clean.
Yeah, we the dental health care. Now so there's so many programs, the community health, the nutritional supplements for the kids and that. We have many donors, but we need to develop. The kids now who are going through our programs from the beginning, they're graduating school. I want to give them a future. They don't want to leave the village. The future is there. The reforestation, the agroforestry, the businesses. We've got the art, we've got yoga, we've got karate. We've got music starting now, right? There'll be professionals. But we need resources to get more training into there. All the different skills. We've got solar power in our 5 schools. There's no electricity, but solar power now. So we're getting some laptops donated. So we want to get people now, our kids are graduating as dance teachers, as proper professional Balinese musicians. They've never heard music in their life before. They'd never seen Balinese dance. They didn't know what it was. Girls couldn't move their fingers, you know. It was funny. It wasn't funny, it was sad.
But here we are,
so here we are.
And
transformation now is for the future. Because this is the model. Every program is designed as a model to be replicated anywhere in the world. We've got the Art of Learning by Doing book. We've got a copy here, which I'll give you, maybe you can put on the screen for people to see.
Well, we also have a website.
Which is based on our programs.
And this is the main thing, is we have this horrible thing about time on this program.
I know.
And we need to do a whole show on you.
Yeah.
And I have to say sincerely, I've never met a person like you who's just doing it all. And I'm overwhelmed. I'm out of words, which just never happens to me. But I do want to say, of course, please, keep us informed, keep us as part of your loop, and we can put things on www.balitodayShow.com. Thank you very much to all my other guests today. I'm sorry, but I think we've met the king of making a difference. And thank you, David.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, you must go to the website. You must find out more that's going on. And please, the message, there's a little bit of David in you.
Help me to help them to help themselves.
Yeah.
That's what it's
and
all
don't be
about.
shy.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, everybody. Come back next week. We'll do something that doesn't make you cry. Santi, Santi, Santi.